This might be a tough one today. Welcome back to Pixie Dust Chronicles with your favorite Disney dork, Dave. Obviously, not a Disney related episode. Over the weekend, my all-time favorite wrestler, John Cena, retired from wrestling after almost 25 years. 25 years, but not 25 in WWE. And I had to honor his career with a video this week of just my appreciation, love, respect, everything of that for John. As you can tell, I'm a Cena fan. I have another figure. I don't know where it is, and I'm getting the new Ultimate figure. Some of the shirts that I have, obviously, if you've ever watched the wrestling channel, the spinner belt used to be in the background. I've got a piece of the mat from when he won his 16th, tied Ric Flair's when he won his 16th title. I don't know what it was. Like, I watched wrestling before John, and I'm obviously going to continue to watch wrestling now. But I still remember. I'm not. It's going to sound impressive, but obviously it's not. I remember Cena debuting on SmackDown, which was in 2002. I think it was June 27th. I'm reading, obviously, but I remember him coming down against Kurt Angle, and Kurt Angle being like, "What do you have that other people don't?" And he's ruthless aggression and just slaps Kurt Angle. I don't know why, but I distinctly remember that. Thugonomics Cena, spinner belt Cena, U.S. spinner belt Cena. I don't know what it was, but I clung to him. If you couldn't tell from all the shirts, at one time I had a drawer full of just Cena shirts. All I had for wrestling shirts were Cena shirts. And then I had a very close friend whose stepson was getting into wrestling and hooked to Cena. And I was like, here you go, buddy. Like, these shirts aren't going to fit me, but they'll fit you one day. I couldn't, I don't know. And every time he came, he retired over the weekend, losing to Gunther, which I understand why. I don't like it. It should have been somebody else. I understand why it was Gunther. That whole night, I was emotional. They were showing videos. The night before was SmackDown here in Pennsylvania. Me and my friends went. They kept showing videos, and I was like, man, you guys are going to make me cry here. And even during it, my partner on the podcast, my brother on the podcast, texted me. He's like, are you good? I was like, oh, man, I'm not good. My eyes are sweating. Yeah, I was emotional. I cried at the end. I mean, I can't say it's my childhood wrestling because he debuted in 2002, so I was like 15 at the time. But I mean, that's around the time when you're very like, you can attach to something very quickly, very easily, and it take you over. And that's what he did with me for wrestling. I do have some tweets from the past month, I would say, of stuff that I want to read. I didn't put them in the podcast from those weeks. This week we are having a special thank you to him as well. I'll do them on there too. But I wanted to do my own video to John, thanking John for everything he's done inside of wrestling, outside of wrestling. I don't want to say all the movies. I watched most of his movies, but anytime he came back into wrestling, I mean, this was his announcement of retiring, and I wish it was here in time. I don't know when it's coming. I bought his last shirt. I had to buy his last shirt. I know they're going to make more. They'll make a Hall of Fame one when he goes to the Hall of Fame. They already made another one that looks like this with all his accomplishments on the back. It's probably going to be a purchase too because this is my favorite Cena shirt. I don't know why this is. I wish it would be the U.S. title, but this is my favorite Cena shirt. So I might be getting the newer one that looks like this because I'm not going to lie, I don't know if this one fits me anymore, but I couldn't get rid of it because I love it so much. Some of the things I have, Bleacher Report ranked Cena's 10 greatest rivals. Bray Wyatt at 10, Shawn Michaels at 9, Kurt Angle at 8, Batista at 7, AJ Styles at 6, Brock Lesnar 5, Randy Orton was 4, The Rock was 3, Edge is 2, and Punk is 1. And honestly, I don't think I would change that. I like that Bray's on there because Bray was a phenomenal wrestler, and we lost him way too early, and they didn't have a big feud. But the Firefly Funhouse match with Cena and Bray was an awesome match, and I loved the. There was rumors way back in the day that Orton, Cena, and a third person were going to do a newer NWO, and it was done in that match. So Cena having the NWO shirt on, I was like, oh my god, that's... NWO was like the big thing I was into too with wrestling. I don't know why. Like it was NWO, DX. They were always the two, and I was always more NWO. I don't know why. I think because they were more of a takeover, and DX was more of a let's joke around and make fun and stuff. I loved both, but I was always more NWO. The Shawn Michaels matches were cool. Kurt Angle, obviously you have to have Kurt Angle. I think I'd put Angle a little bit higher, maybe above Batista, just because Angle was his debut opponent. It was Cena's debut opponent. Batista matches, I'll never forget the Batista Cena last man standing match. Cena couldn't win. He taped Batista's legs together around the turnbuckle so he couldn't stand up. That was hysterical. What's next? AJ Styles. The final AJ Styles match with Cena just a month or so ago was amazing. The odes to other wrestlers, the way Cena was able to introduce AJ was awesome. Brock Lesnar. I'm never going to be the biggest Brock Lesnar fan. I understand why Lesnar's on here. I understand why the last match with Lesnar went the way it did. Randy Orton, obviously, like Orton and Cena outside of wrestling were the greatest of friends. I always remember seeing pictures of those two at the club together, and I was like, oh my god, like you see them on TV and they're hating each other, but they're actually like really close, really best friends outside. Obviously The Rock, once in a lifetime, twice in a lifetime. Those WrestleMania matches were awesome. This one, I really wish they did pay tribute to each other. I really wish we could have had something with them, though, together. Edge. Cena and Edge is probably my favorite Cena rivalry. Cena and Edge, the stuff they did. Cena was down on his luck after Lesnar came back one year, and I remember Edge coming back, and Edge is like, what are you doing? Where's the Cena that I hate? This isn't the Cena... the chain gang Cena. This isn't the Cena that's going to help beat Brock Lesnar. Where's the Cena that was always against me? That's the Cena that we need. Edge coming back and getting the Cena that everybody loved, because he looked like he was down in the dumps, and getting Edge having to come back not out of retirement. He was still retired. But Edge coming and being like, what are you doing? Where's the Cena that I hate? Where's the Cena that AA'd me off the ladder through some tables in my hometown? We need that Cena against Lesnar. And then number one, obviously CM Punk. Obviously, the summer of Punk quitting, the pipe bomb promo. Punk's pipe bomb promo is my favorite promo. Doing that against John, and then John to do the same thing this year and doing a pipe bomb promo just like Punk's. Not up on the stage with a Stone Cold shirt on the corner, but he pretty much did almost the same exact thing. So obviously Punk had to be on there. Do I wish Cody was on there? I don't know. I don't think so. They didn't have a big rivalry. It was just stuff near the end of Cena's career, like this year, last year. I don't think he needed to be on there. Maybe instead of Bray, but I like that Bray's on there. He had against Seth, he had 145 matches, Seth Rollins. I remember the Seth Rollins match where Seth busted Cena's nose open. It was flat on his face. I have to bring up Seth because my co-host, my partner on the podcast, that's his favorite wrestler, so we had to talk about Seth. He had 171 matches against the Big Show. He won I believe he won his first U.S. title against Big Show. And I remember anytime he would AA Big Show, you're just like, oh my God, this guy is huge. He had 172 matches against The Miz. You know what? I'm actually surprised The Miz isn't on the top 10 listing for opponents against Cena. I'm kind of surprised he's not on there. I'm not the It's really weird when I remember Miz being on the Real World show, Real World New York, and I was like, he would walk around talking like The Rock. He had a fake belt on. I was like, this dude's gonna be a wrestler. That's awesome. And then he became a wrestler, and I'm like, ew, I don't like the Miz anymore. What is he doing? But yeah, maybe he should be on that list. Because even during the farewell show, he was like, why am I not in the show? Like, mine and Cena's career kind of coincides. And yeah, it kind of does coincide. He had 180 matches against Edge. I mean, like, what more can we say about Edge? And they had 260 matches against Randy Orton. That's a lot against one wrestler. I wonder, I'm sure there's more somewhere, but that's a lot against one wrestler. Back in November, no, I'm pretty sure it was November, he had his last PLE. It was, oh man, it was so hard to watch all these things. The next tweet I have just has some of his milestones and achievements. Some inside the, most of them inside the ring, a couple outside of the ring. He has the Make-A-Wish record. He holds the Guinness World Record for the most wishes granted by a single individual, over 650, more than double of any other celebrity. I'm not 100% sure. I believe there's a couple that are more than him. I think like the only more Make-A-Wishes than him is like Disney. I think. I could be wrong. Most WWE Championship reigns. He holds a specific record for the most reigns as WWE Champion, 13, distinct from the overall world title count, which he has the most at 17. I really like how he said he wants to be there when somebody beats his 17 or 18. He wants to shake that person's hand. Could it be Randy? It could be. Could it be... I mean, Punk's going to be done soon. AJ's going to be done soon. It could be somebody like Breaker, like Javon down at NXT. But if it was Randy getting 18, I think that'd be kind of cool. I Quit Dominance. He possesses a perfect undefeated record in I Quit matches, 5-0, having forced legends like Randy Orton and Batista to verbally submit. All-time win leader. He has the most career victories in WWE history, over 1,700, surpassing established veterans like The Undertaker and Bret Hart. WrestleMania title streak. He's the only wrestler to compete in a World Championship match at 5 consecutive WrestleManias, 21 through 25. Submission superiority. He is the only superstar to defeat both Triple H and Shawn Michaels via submission in back-to-back Manias, 22 and 23. The 100 Win Club. He joins The Undertaker as the only 2 superstars in history to record over 100 wins at a PLE or pay-per-view. I believe Randy's like right there, so I'm sure Randy's going to get it. This is a cool fact that I saw that I had to reshare. The first wrestler to beat John Cena for a championship was Carlito for the U.S. title. The first wrestler to beat Cena for a world championship was Edge. And the final wrestler to beat Cena for a championship was Dominic Mysterio for the IC title. But they're all members of the Judgment Day. Like, it's kind of a weird fact. It's a cool fact, though, because I remember, the Dom stuff just happened. Obviously, the Edge stuff, that's a big part of his career. But I remember the Carlito stuff, too, because Carlito won. He beat him. He won the title. And then Cena got stabbed at a club by, like, somebody supporting Carlito. He got stabbed, like, in the kidney, I believe. But that was a crazy thing to hear and think of. He did sign a 5-year ambassador deal, or an ambassador or like role model deal with WWE, because he did say after Saturday, you will not see him. He's just the jorts are getting retired. You will only see him in a suit and tie for anything for WWE. So yeah, he's still going to be around, not in the ring aspect, obviously, but he's still going to be there. It's a 5-year. It's going to go more. It's absolutely going to go more. He said in the beginning of the year, like, he didn't want to retire, but his body knows he needs to retire. Does he wish that he didn't have to? Yes, but he understands he's getting older and everything. So for him to still do stuff with WWE, that's perfect. We're still going to see him. So all his titles. 17-time WWE champion. Obviously, never seen 17. Greatest champion of all time. Last real champion. 1-time IC, which he just got over Dom to finally become a Grand Slam champion. 5-time United States champion, where the original, not this one, but the original U.S. spinner belt came from. I never got. I want his. It's a legacy belt, but it's only a smaller mini belt, so it's a little bit cheaper. It's still kind of expensive. I kind of want it. 4-time tag team champion, like I just said, a Grand Slam champion, 2-time Rumble winner, Money in the Bank winner, 6-time WrestleMania main eventer, and the record for the most Make-A-Wishes granted through Make-A-Wish. So his career match statistics, he did 2,320 matches. He won 1,818, which means he lost 444. Never mind. 58 draws. That's a lot for like draws. So his win percentage is 78.4. That's not bad. So in Cena's last match, he tapped out, which we all saw. I don't know if I liked the way he tapped out, because to me it felt like he broke kayfabe, because he like smiled a little bit and was like, all right, I'm good, like that's enough. But there's only been three other wrestlers, I believe it's been 5 times in total. There's been 4 wrestlers, 3 besides Gunther, that have made him tap out. Chris Jericho, Kurt Angle, I believe twice. Someone who, his name is going to get brought up, and we're going to move on. Chris Benoit, 2003. Jericho's 2002, Angle's 2003. I'm pretty sure Angle was twice. I think there's another tweet with it. Benoit, 2003, and then Gunther, 2005, just a couple days ago. I don't have that other one. I swore it was 5 times. Maybe not. So yeah, thank you, John. Like, you're not gonna see this, but like, thank you, John. You were a big part of my life, even if I was older. You were still a big part of my life. You made wrestling fun for me. There was times where like wrestling was kind of all I really had, and you made me. I loved wrestling before you. I'm still gonna love wrestling after you, but you made me love wrestling, man. Like, thank you so much. Thank you for being the doctor of thugonomics. I kind of wish he did come out to his old school word life. That was my Cena. My first Halloween costume in the longest time. I was a cheap John Cena. I didn't have any wrestling stuff yet. I bought a shirt there was a shirt at Walmart that said, "Ha, now you can't see me." It was camouflage. I blacked out the "ha" and the "now," and it just said, "You can't see me," like Cena. I did the old school thugonomic Cena. I went to Lowe's, bought a lock and a chain, wore that because that's what he wore for his word life stuff. I put the jorts on, and yeah, that was my first wrestling costume. I mean, these were just some of the other ones that I wore. They're not costumes, but I would throw a shirt on, I would carry the belt around, and yeah, man, I was Cena. That's why I never thought I would have a wrestling belt, a championship belt, and I know a lot of people hated it, a lot of people trashed it. I love the spinner belt. I love this belt. I mean, granted, I don't love the history, my personal history with it, but I love this spinner belt. It's getting old. There's definitely, I know there's spots where there's some jewels missing, but I don't care. I have stopped taking it to wrestling events. I wanted to take it on Friday, but sometimes it's a hassle to get in through security. Then you got to sit with it on your lap or over your shoulder, and sometimes it's a lot. But I'll never. There was thoughts of me getting rid of it, selling it just to get the new, like his legacy one. But if his legacy one's even if they do make the mini one now and then a bigger one later, I'm good with the mini one just for now. I'm kind of surprised. Maybe I'm all cried out from over the weekend. I'm surprised I'm not more emotional in this than I thought I was gonna be. Because I've known for the longest time this was going to be the video for this week, and I think that's why I'm okay. I'm okay with you retiring. I mean, I'm not okay. I'm not okay with you retiring. You were my older childhood hero. You're still my hero. I remember for the longest time we were like when wrestlers when they would come out and they would say like where they're from, their height and their weight. We were always the same height. We were always the same weight. And then I started getting bigger, and I was like, man, John's still 250, and I'm getting fatter. I'm getting bigger. I just can't be happening. And then it was, oh man, John's like 10 years older than me. Yeah, man. Thank you for everything you've done in this company, for me, for professional wrestling. WWE does say then, now, and forever. You are gonna be my then, now, and forever. You're always gonna be my favorite wrestler. Passing of the torch, no passing of the torch. Other companies, I'm a huge Cody fan, but you are gonna be my favorite wrestler of all time, forever and ever. And I think there's honestly only one way I could end this episode. I think we get a nice little spin. That was not gonna work. I think we get a nice little spin. Thank you, John.